How are you? How's it going? How's everybody doing out there? What is the latest and greatest? I tell you, it has been a wild and crazy morning for yours truly. And this is actually not even a podcast pregame. This is a podcast postgame. That's right, because I've already put up the podcast. And when you check it out, you're going to be very surprised to see not only where I'm shooting, but also how I shot it. And yes, it is guerrilla podcasting at its finest. I guess you could say that, but I had to make do with what I had, considering that today is going to be, unfortunately, a day that I'm running around. Normally, I'd be doing my podcast pregame probably in the car, as I've done over the last couple of weeks. And starting next week, everything will be back to normal. I'll be in my apartment, maybe in the car, who knows. But from a standpoint of not having to worry, wonder, or even get into a situation where I am not compromised when it comes to the podcast, filming, etc. Because generally when I do these podcast pre-games, this is actually before the podcast is being done. But because I already have recorded it, quickly edited it, and posted it, but it just goes to show you that no matter where I'm at, no matter what has to get done, it's going to get done. And I'm just grateful and thankful that I was able to put forth a podcast. And if you're wondering why I'm walking backwards, because I have my dog here, I'm walking her right now, as I'm only going to be on here for maybe 10, 15 minutes tops, because I have an appointment. I have a couple appointments, in fact. I wish it was podcast related or something in reference to work, but it's life related. So that's why I've already put up the podcast. It's already on the channel. Come on, let's go. And for those who want to get their fill of sports, for those who want to get their just overall fix and wonder what's going on, as I'm bumping into look at this. Goes to show you, and there she is there. Come on, Case, we gotta go. Yeah, this is what happens when you have to do everything, not necessarily last minute, but in a pinch, in a critique. What is happening? What's going on? Nice last cover video. Last cover video. Which one are you referring to? I'm curious. Yeah, I'm doing this guerrilla style. What the hell is that? Oh, it's a bird. Yeah, I'm doing this as off the cuff and as improvised as possible. I had put out the podcast. Generally, I put it up afterwards, but I had to put it up now only because the day is just going to be crazy. And in fact, for those who listen to the podcast via audio, Apple, Spotify, the one I just uploaded. Oh, I appreciate that, man. No, thank you, Critique. Yeah, it's, like I said, that's just indicative, because generally I put the podcast on afterwards. I give you a pregame as to what's happening, what's going on, etc. But today it's quite the opposite, because I had to get up extra early. I had to film in my car because of these appointments that I have throughout the course of the morning into the afternoon. And therefore, I didn't want to wait till tomorrow. I didn't want to postpone the podcast an extra day. I understand you're going to look at me in my car, and the audio quality, I was using this wireless mic, which I thought, it is pretty good, but it's not as good as I thought it was, and I've tested it, etc. And for whatever the reason, it didn't really come out the way I thought it would. It is audible, it is fine, and it's just an emergency, not experience, I'm trying to find the word. It was just done as an emergency, so this isn't anything that's going to be part of the norm or something that's going to be an occurrence. But I have to say, this was a bit of a challenge, and it was something that, of course, I had to do, because I didn't want to let you guys and gals down when it comes to producing a podcast, when it comes to sharing my thoughts, etc. And I understand this is a little bit just completely off the cuff and completely off the top of the dome, but I didn't want to have a day, especially after the World Series and what happened there last night, with the Blue Jays taking a 3-2 series lead, and with Chiefs Bills on Sunday and a couple other things that's happening in sports. I wasn't going to shortchange you guys or have you wonder, hey, wait a minute, it's 12 o'clock, I haven't seen a podcast pregame, or it's whatever, 1:30, 2:30. There isn't a podcast on his website. There's not a podcast on Apple, Spotify, or here on the channel. So, yeah, that's why I had to put forth that podcast the way I did this morning, filming it in my car, using a wireless mic, using my phone as opposed to using my camera that I use to record my podcast, then that's what you got. So it is a bit no frills. It is a bit of guerrilla podcasting. Oh, now I'm being pulled over here. It is guerrilla podcasting at its maybe not so finest, but you know what? Again, the bottom line is the job got done, and again, showing up when I absolutely had to, especially during this time. It's not as if it's a slow sports period. It's not as if I could get away with this after the, what the hell was that? His dog is flipping out here. It wasn't a situation where there wasn't a lot going on in sports or not a lot happening or not much to really detail where I could kind of get away with it and just leave a message or leave a live stream just to kind of update you guys and gals on that. But yeah, and I understand it's a bit scattered because of everything, and it's raining here in the Northeast, and yeah, just got a lot cooking. But with that being said, I was able to put it up today. Critique, I appreciate you hopping on board. I hope you get a chance to watch it, listen to it. I understand that it's not the greatest of quality, but you know what? Hey, better that than to not have anything at all and have you guys wonder, hey, what's going on, what's happening? As it is, you're going to start watching it, and you're going to probably say to yourself, what's going on? Why is he filming in the car, etc.? I promise you, everything's fine, everything's good. It's just that because of the circumstances, I had to record in my car and not at home because of what's happening today. And I could have recorded it last night, but it was a little tricky. And you know what, speaking of tricky, I'm going to have to bear with me for 1 second. I had to pull this out. Now look at this. I'm doing Guerilla live streaming. Look at that. All right. Guerilla live streaming here on top of all that. But with that being said, what I got for you on this podcast, post-game, not pre-game because it's already up. The Blue Jays, what could you say, man? The resolve, just the grit, determination of this team. They did not blink after that just gut-wrenching kick to the, you know what, hey, man, you got to start somewhere. Just remember me when it takes off. Yeah, absolutely, critique. Without question, and I do appreciate your support big time. Share the word with people out there. Word of mouth, you know how that goes. I'm doing this full time without income, not generating income as of yet, trying to hustle, do that on the side. And I'm doing what it is that I love. So it doesn't matter where it's at. I could have done this on a rooftop when it's 2 degrees outside, but one more time, the job had to be completed. But with that said, the game last night with the Blue Jays, not a 1-win away. That game tomorrow night, Game 6, is going to be fascinating with Yamamoto, how he performs in that hostile environment that not only just the building, think about this, and not only just the province, that city, the whole country is going to be rooting for the Jays to push the Blue Jays to a victory and get to their first World Series win since 1993. So there's going to be a lot riding on Yamamoto and that $325 million contract. So think about that. Chiefs Bills, is it a big deal, especially in the grand scheme of things? I'm going to unpack that on the podcast. College football is real quiet, not much really to get into there. On top of the NBA, you got surprise 4-0 teams, the Sixers and the Chicago Bulls. Is that going to last? I don't know. I don't think so, to be honest. And the Knicks playing the Bulls this weekend as they're going to start the NBA group, the Cup Series, which I'm not a big fan of. NHL to a couple of big signings. But, yeah, it's actually going to be a brief one. It's about 45 minutes long, 46 minutes. But definitely check it out. I sincerely appreciate your support. And I apologize that this is going to be very brief, very short. Maybe I'll do a live stream tomorrow. Maybe. I'm not quantifying that right now or certainly confirming that. But we'll have to wait and see as far as me putting out another live stream. But I do promise that Monday I'll be back to normal conditions. I actually may have my podcast pregame in the apartment, but as of right now, unfortunately, this is what I got to give you guys and gals. So please support the podcast. Please support the channel. Subscribe. Share with your family, friends, foes, frenemies. Not only will I be back Monday with a new podcast, but you got this one here on the channel. So what else do I have? That's pretty much it. I know this is short and sweet. This is brief, people. I don't know what else to tell you. It's because of the circumstances. Maybe I'll unpack more of that a little bit on Monday. But with that being said, I appreciate the support, the love, etc. If you like content like this, sports content in particular, please subscribe one more time. And enjoy your Thursday, enjoy your weekend as we're on the eve of Halloween, even 2 days away from another month, 2 months to the end of the year. There's a lot to accomplish, people, especially from me, yours truly, with myself, first and foremost, and with the podcast. So you definitely want to stay tuned. And until next time, everybody, on the flip.